class, today we're going to be adding some notes to a previous page. So if I look at page, our table of contents, where it says page number 57, it was called Shapes of Distribution. We're going to be adding notes to it. We're going to know when we should use which type of distribution. What should we use? When do we use mean, median, MAD, IQR? So the first thing I do before I get there is I'm going to turn to page 50. So here is page 50. And it says 611 and 612. So let's look at 611 first. 611 is called Develop Understanding of Statistical Variability. We're going to figure out, describe a data distribution by its measure of center, spread, and overall shape from a data display. We're also going to look over here, and we're going to use the data set to choose and find the appropriate measure of center given the shape and context of distribution, and use the data set to choose and then find the most appropriate measure of variation given the shape, center, and context of distribution. So we technically have two different scales going on and two different standards. So let's turn to page 57, please. So on page 57, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the notes right here in this fourth little quadrant. We talked about quartiles before, so I split my paper into quadrants. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add something right here. So the first word I'm going to put is Mommy. Symmetric symmetric distribution. So if it's symmetric, which is the one right over here, if it's symmetric, we're going to use mean for the center, and use MAD for the spread. The reason why we want to use the mean for the center is because our data class is pretty much, it's symmetrical. So all of our data, there's not any really large values, not really any small values. Most of our values, again, are near each other. So the mean is the most crucial one, the most beneficial measure to use. And same thing for mean after deviation. So what I think about of this, I think about when I talked about the ages of the class. I want to use the mean. The mean is probably the best way to do it. But now, if I was to add my daughter to yours, there is an outlier. But if I was to even do like your grades, if obviously some kids did really, really well and some kids did really, really bad, but it was kind of still evenly distributed, I want to find the average. And then here's what you do for skewed. If something is skewed, we're going to use a different type of data set. So for skewed distributions, change the color. A little bit too light. I'll use this one. So for skew distributions, we're going to use median. For the center, so this is center. we're going to use median for the center, and we're going to use IQR for the spread. So for this one, as you can see, we have data all over the place. So using the mean isn't going to be good because our data is everywhere. So median is the best one to use because we don't have things that are, we have things that are so far away from each other, some highs, some lows. The median is going to be the best way to figure out and describe the center. And then IQR is for the spread. So if we recall, again, I'm going to go back to now page number 50. And what we did was, here's page 50, we developed understanding of statistical variability and described a data distribution by its measure of center, spread, and overall shape from a data display. And we also summarized and described data distributions, and we used the data set to choose and find the most appropriate measure of center and variability, so combine these together, given the shape and context of distribution. So that's our notes for today's distribution. We have done with everything with statistics. I hope you guys understand statistics. Remember, if you need help, please reach out to me.